Hello, Kickstart backers. My name's Dan, and I'm here with fresh from the writer's den, David Pleasance.
Hello, Dan. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Now, we thought we'd do a little update on Commodore The Inside Story. So, obviously, you were at the Amiga 32 celebrations in Germany last month, which I believe was quite interesting. You met up with some good old friends there.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. I think, without doubt, the best one yet. Um, they had, I think, there was like 540 people there, and they could have probably sold double the number of tickets. They just simply didn't have the room for them. But the main thing was that you meet up with people who are so incredibly passionate about Commodore, and I mean, in this instance, particularly the Amiga, but about Commodore in general. Every single person there that you met was just oozing with gushing memories of their favorite machines, and yeah, really incredible. But the main reason for this update is that I did, in my last update, sadly explain that I am delaying the launch of the book, which I'd originally planned for this month. That was what I was hoping to do. And I did tell all the Kickstart backers that I've delayed it. Um, and what's happened is that since the Amiga 32 event, whilst I was there, I've managed to get additional chapters promised, which will mean I delay the book even further. But I really believe that this is the right thing to do because I've got, for example, a commitment from Ron Nicholson, who was with Commodore in the very early days, and he has some wonderful stories which I want included in the book. Because what I found was that I never wanted my book to be the story about David Pleasance. But of course, with me relating all the stories, it's kind of turned out to be a bit like that. So I figured that if I can get more and more people who are also insiders within Commodore at some stage, that the perspective they put to it will change that and make it more of a an inside story, as I promised the book would be.
Yeah.
So that's my rationale behind it, and I hope everybody agrees with that. I can also now say with complete confidence that I've got the incredible Jeff Porter going to write a chapter for me as well. Jeff is the guy who actually designed the Amiga 500, the best-selling Amiga of all times, and Jeff actually designed that. And his stories are, well, they're going to be sensational because I've told him no holds barred, tell it like it was, and I know that he worked for some really good people, and he also worked for some idiots. So hopefully that's all going to come out in his chapter. Um, I've also got confirmation from Bill Hurd, who was another former engineer with Commodore, and I've got a small commitment of just a few pages from a gentleman by the name of Tim Cheney, who was ultimately the head of Virgin Games. But what a lot of people don't know is that Tim actually worked at Commodore at the time when I was there. And the truth of the matter is that for a number of reasons, we didn't see eye to eye, and we had a couple of run-ins, which I've asked him to please be explicit about and not not change anything,
No
because
editing going on here.
well, the thing is this is that it was true. What happened was true, and I only want the truth to come out. So anyway, Tim has decided that he will write a few pages. I believe it'll be a fairly short installment, simply because he wasn't there very long. But of course, he was there in the day of Jack Jamil. When I was only there about 4 months of Jack Jamil's involvement, but Tim was there before that. So his stories are related more to the early days there. So anyway, I just wanted to let everybody know that this book may not now come out till March or April. I can't tell you when because I'm in the hands of these other people. But I honestly, from my heart of hearts, believe it will be worth the wait. So that's the update, and I hope people don't get too upset at me for making this decision.
Well, I think, last time when we delayed the book slightly, which it's another small delay, but I mean, judging by all the comments that we had, everyone totally understood, and I think everyone just wants to get as much of this story as we can, and like, they understand that there's going to be a slight delay here and there. So, we've got to say thank you to people for their understanding. It's been, great to see the backers have been, understood the reasons for doing this.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, I was thrilled to bits at the response. There was not one person gave a negative response, and for that I'm truthfully very grateful. But I think people do understand I'm doing the delay for the right reasons, because I really want to make this book as complete as possible. But I would also like to mention now that while I've got the attention of the backers, that the incredible documentary that's just been filmed, which is called Commodore Changing the World 8 Bits at a Time, is due for its premiere, the launch of the documentary, on Saturday, December the 9th, in London at the Genesis Theatre. A bit unfortunate using the Genesis name, I suppose.
Could have been the CD32 Theatre, come on.
Well, yeah, there could be, yeah. And that's happening at 1 o'clock on Saturday, the 9th of December. I'm going to be there, and I think there'll be quite a lot of Commodore people there. I've seen quite a bit of the film that's been produced, and in my opinion, it is sensational. It is probably the best thing that's ever been done. So I just want people to perhaps put in their diaries, if they can, as I said, Saturday the 9th of December, 1 o'clock, very sharp start, Genesis Theatre in London. Look it up. You can probably put a link on there anyway.
Yep.
Come and see you. And if you can make it there, you'd be most welcome. I think it's going to be a terrific afternoon.
Oh, I think the quality that we've seen so far of this documentary, I think it's going to be off the scale. It's he's met some incredibly interesting people. He's been all around the world filming this.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's taken it very seriously, and it's wonderful because it's somebody that we now know personally, and we know the passion that he has, and that's all evidenced in the filming that he's done. And I mean, I'm also thrilled to bits because, just by complete fluke, on the basis that I'm probably the longest serving employee, the whole documentary is divided into 3 parts in terms of the years, and because of my longevity, I happen to appear, I'm told, in all 3 parts. So I'm probably a bit of a scene stealer there somehow.
You diva.
Yeah. Oh well. If as they say, if you've got it, flaunt it.
So we'd love to see you there for that. I mean, like David said, I will put the link and all the information in this video description. And just before we go, actually, if you're watching this at the time it comes out, we're actually doing something this weekend as well, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we are. I'd almost forgotten about that. Yes, I've been invited to give a bit of a speech in Leicester. What's it called? The Museum of
the Retro Computer Museum.
That's it, Retro Computer
RCM.
Museum, which I've never been to before, and it's in Leicester, which is not very far from me. In fact, less than an hour on the train. I've decided I'm going to go on the train this time, as I know you are, Dan.
Yeah.
Because we intend to have a few drinks, and I don't want to have to drive back, so it makes sense. But yes, I'm giving a bit of a speech there, and I think it's really going to be fun. They apparently, I think that they're pretty well sold out already, from what I hear.
Well, there might be a few left if you're quick. It is pre-book only though, so again, I'll put that in the because they are going to have the bar open. That's not the main reason we're going, but the bar is going to be open, and because of their licensing, they've got to pre-book the tickets. So I'll put booking links in in this video as well, so you'll see if there's any available. I think there might be a few left at the time of recording, but it should be a good turnout there this weekend, I think.
Yeah, I mean, all I have to say is that in the last couple of years, the whole life of Commodore and the Amiga has just got a new invigorating pulse to it, and it's just wonderful to be having been part of it and still being part of it today. I'm thrilled to bits, and I feel very privileged to do that. So, yeah, it's great.
Excellent. Thank you, David.
My great pleasure. Thanks, everybody.